All right, let me see if I can do this. Because, oh my goodness. Ah, just 'cause I got an alert. Just because I got an alert saying that Tyler Perry, oh gosh, the man that I am committed to hating, is gonna speak. So I have to. This is, it's fucking Turkish. So I am on YouTube. Hold on, let me put it on YouTube. This ain't no major thing. I said I pop on whenever I pop on. So, oh God, I hate this nigga so much. I hate him. I hate him. I do. Their sound is terrible. It's not me, it's them. Can you hear it? You guys hear it? Their sound is so terrible. Oh my God. Who was in charge of sound? Oh my God. This wasn't just, this is bad, right? Like, it's not just on my side, right? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What? I know a billionaire ain't talking about, okay, you know what? I'm sorry, I gotta pause. I gotta pause because what the fuck? I'm sorry. Okay, so you should all know by now that I can't stand this nigga. I can't. I wish only the worst upon him because he's just a terrible person. Um, but why is Tyler Perry talking about his past life as a way to try to be, you know, relatable? Oh, so their shit was bootleg. Okay, this was like a BET thing because BET can never get their sound right. This is terrible. Oh my God. Yes, I'm on YouTube too. Come on over. Turn your volume up if you need to. Oh, he's getting preachery. Oh boy. What? Oh, he's getting sermony. Oh, he's definitely getting sermony now. That's a preacher right there. That's a preacher. And so it appeals, obviously, that this is in Atlanta. And so it's the Metro Atlanta rally, as you can see, with President Barack Obama. This is Tyler Perry for people just joining in. Um, yes, he is getting the Medea hands. He is. He is. Listen, thank you, everybody. Welcome. I didn't post this anywhere. I just kind of went live. That's why you got to subscribe so you get the notifications, and then you can hop in and we can watch this mess together. Oh, now he gets to talk about it being a billionaire. They find this aspirational. Is Obama running again? Also, I just want to pause and make sure that everyone who is watching this understands that they are trotting out Obama for the last 10 days because her polling among Black people is probably the worst the Democratic presidential candidate has had in about 50 years. So I'm just, we are talking about the theater of this, but we can laugh and we can joke, but also I want to make sure that we understand what's happening right now. Barack Obama has a chokehold on Negroes in America. Not only was he a horrifically violent president, right? Dropped more bombs than anybody else, deported more people than anybody else, reneged on campaign promises that could have codified Roe v. Wade, um, could have made same-sex marriage legal the first term. Like he did a lot of pretty awful things. His signature is the ACA, right? Um, and so they love Barack Obama, the first Black president. And so they're touting him and they're bringing him out right now because among young Black women, this poll just came out today. Black women 18 to 40, I think she's only got about 63% of the vote. I can't tell you the last time the Black woman's vote for a Democratic candidate is less than 70%. I thought it should have been 90. I think it was either 63 or 68. I didn't have my glasses on, but it's under 70%. So understand that her team is fully aware that she does not have Black people's votes locked in the way that she should. And so they're bringing out Barack Obama because that's the nigga that's going to get Black people to vote for her. Okay? And it's disastrous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't win on your own merit. So now you want to ride with him. All right. What a great country. Oh, so we're doing Martha's Vineyard nigga shit right now. Okay. Got it. Got it. And, you know, they're already voting for her. So that's not the target audience. He is so pause, pause, because this is one of the most unethical people in Hollywood. So he's talking about helping people come up with him. How long has Tyler Perry been dominating the Black movie scene? How many other people have even come close to where he is? See, this is also a Virgo who is going to take this entire speech to talk about how great he is. See, he loves saying that shit. He loves saying that he owns the lands where enslaved people were trafficked. Niggas. Just exactly. Yeah. If you've been swallowed. What this got to do with Kamala Harris? What this got to do? Yeah, you are. No, he is bragging. She don't have a name no more. Her name is what's hurting the Democratic Party at this point. Because she won't shut up. She married that man and made a pledge. Oh God. Okay, this is a Tyler Perry rally. I'm here for the people. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. Cause she don't. Okay, shut up. Shut up. So she can run the country because she stopped two girls from falling off the stage. Is that what you're saying, Tyler? The bar is so low. Welcome. So happy to have you here. I know this nigga is not talking about seeking legal asylum in this settler colonial project in this land upon which we do not belong and should not be. I know this billionaire highfalutin ass nigga is not talking about legal. Okay, okay, my pressure, my pressure, my pressure, my pressure. What is he doing? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Well, she don't have no damn plans either. All her plans are concepts as well. My nigga, what is you talking about? you know, Tyler ain't seen pussy since he came out his mama. What the fuck? Hello from the UK. Hey. You know what? Because there's so many stories about what he's done with men that are in his shows and his films, but that's not for today. What? 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 No, we're going back on that. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Okay. So also, if you don't know, him and Oprah are like they're centrist or kind of independent types because they're billionaires, and no billionaire can actually support the Democratic Party. Well, at least the party that we used to have. We don't know what that shit is that's happening today, but no billionaire can vote for them and remain the wealth hoarding pieces of shit that they are. But it's so. But I just want you to listen to how these highfalutin Martha's Vineyard niggas talk about policy and shit. Just listen to them. Listen to them. They are not like us. That was very Medea. That what the hell was Medea. This does not extend to trans women, by the way. They don't believe that. They don't agree with that. They don't even know what he's talking about. That's Nancy Pelosi's husband, by the way. Oh God. Okay. Okay. We rational people who have decent eyesight, I wear glasses. We all really understand that that was not an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, right? Okay. I just want to make sure that we are thinking people. What is he talking about? Oh, he's on a first name basis, huh? Just so y'all know, if y'all look in the back behind his head, there's somebody holding a freedom sign, a vote sign, a Kamala sign, and they just kind of moved into this space. I hope you all know that they were instructed to go there to frame him in this way, and that they're going to zoom in a bit more on his face because he's about to finish, and they'll introduce somebody's doing some really good stage managing. I just want to point that out. fuck are you talking about? And sexualities. I see you, family. A sheet. Oh God. What is he talking about? Here we go. With your full chest. No, this is from earlier. So she just finished up. I went back because I wanted to see this shit. But she was just wrapping up. Oh, this rally was hours long. They were trotting out people like it was the DNC. They were doing this like it was the DNC. All right, let's see who's next. Who's next? Oh, Barry's up next, y'all. Because it's his thing. This is his thing. So Barry's up next, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Last time he rapped an Eminem song. Let's see if he pretends to be Medea. Oh, that little skinny ass Leo. He's a Leo, y'all. Him and Slick Willie. That's how they were able to charm everybody. They walk like they got heavy meat. So I don't hate Barack Obama the way I hate Diddy. I do hate Tyler Perry the way I hate Diddy, though. I do. Somebody on Instagram said you hate him like you hate Diddy. No, I hate Tyler like I hate Diddy. Here we go. This terrible sound. Oh, he's smoking again. Him and his daughter. I bet they be smoking together. What's he talking about? He's got 10 days on the campaign left because they need his ass. They need him. The chokehold he has on Black America, I'll never understand. I get it, but no. But that's who they need to win. She can't do it by herself, and that's crazy to me. She can't win this by herself. Most Libra men can talk you out your last pair of draws, okay? I married one, okay? Instagram, come join us over on YouTube. It's so much better over here. Okay, so I was just posting about celebrity rock star politicians, and of course, he comes to mind. This narrative that this is tight and then you can make a difference, we all know that's bullshit, right? We're all smart thinking people who understand that that's bullshit, right? I just okay, just want to make sure we're all on the same page. He probably told him he wasn't gonna get no pussy. So what's bothering me is that with all the speakers they had, there was no plan to fix this in all the hours that they were up there. Nobody said, let's get a mic extension or let's put some, something else on them. Yeah, no, the audio is terrible. They really messed this up. It was just awful. Oh, yeah, I gotta get up and frame him. Exactly. That's where the billion is going. It's theirs. No, it was everybody that I clicked on, their sound was kind of bad. I checked a couple of them. It's the audio at the site. Oh no, we don't do that. We don't support that. Sorry, gotta block them. We don't support Trump here. Oh, it is? Okay, hold on. Okay, I just got told that there's a clear feed. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let me see if I can go back there. Hold on, y'all. Because I think I tried going there and then it was live and it wouldn't let me go backwards. I think that's why. Um, I think that's why that happened. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, I got see one where Spike Lee is there too. Oh yeah, so that's that one. Okay, let's try this then. Let's see if we can catch to where Barack was. Okay, let's go. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Hold on, yeah. Hold on. I got it. It is better here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's try
And
this.
then disruptions from the pandemic caused price hikes that put a strain on family budgets. And people feel
All
like
right,
no matter
let's do
how hard they
this.
work,
It's
sometimes it
better,
feels
right?
like they're just
Okay.
treading water.
Okay. I got it. Thank you,
So
Dr.
I
Hall.
get why people are looking to shake things up. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you, because there is absolutely no.
So when I was gonna try to do the live first, and it was still live, and he wouldn't let me go back. So I went to one that was already done. I'm sorry, y'all, but here we are. Now we can listen to this bullshit in high definition.
Evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself. I've said it before. Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down that golden escalator 9 years ago. And when he's not complaining, when he's not sending out crazy tweets,
Are you
he's
still
trying to
calling
sell you
tweets?
stuff. He's trying to sell you gold sneakers, trying to sell you a $100,000 watch, trying to sell you a Trump Bible. wants to sell you the Word of God, Donald Trump edition.
He knows the audience.
Right there next to Matthew and Luke.
He knows the audience.
Now, you cannot make this stuff up. If this was on a Saturday Night Live skit, you'd say, well, no, that's crazy. But he's doing it because all he cares about is his ego, his money, his status. That's his mindset. Those are his intentions.
Oh, they hate third party more than they hate Donald Trump.
His competence. I mean, have you seen Donald Trump lately? He out there giving 2-hour speeches, just word salad. Said the other day, January 6th was a day of love.
Any rally in Atlanta is going to be an open revival church situation. No, he is. He's giving us down south like
you'd call up your brother, call up your cousin, you say, hey, have you noticed Grandpa?
They taught him how to be black in south side of Chicago.
But here's the interesting thing.
You know, at least they got that in common. They discovered their blackness in college, so at least they do have that in common. When you're not raised by black women, that's kind of what happens sometimes.
I'm here to explain to you, just because he acts goofy does not mean his presidency wouldn't be dangerous. And you do not have to take my word for it.
At least we see his smoker stance.
Lately, some of the people who know Donald Trump best have been saying in no uncertain terms that he should not be president again. The other day, General John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals.
Which is stupid.
Don't boo.
You gonna say vote? Oh, nigga. You need a new catchphrase, Barry.
The thumb is, don't say you want to do anything like Hitler.
That's number one.
You know, that's just.
But also, his generals turned on him, so.
But it is useful because it gives us a window into how Donald Trump thinks. And John Kelly isn't the only one saying this. 2 of his defense secretaries, people who worked for him,
he's saying the same thing.
His chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, that is the top of the top brass in our military, said he is dangerous.
He doesn't know anything about Adolf Hitler, which is why it's always funny when he's citing him, because he doesn't ever know what he's talking about.
These are serious people. These
yeah.
This is a decorated soldier and Marine.
This is what she was doing last night. They always pivot to Trump because she doesn't have enough to stand on, right? So her platform is very vague, and about 70% of it can't be done. They know it can't be done. So they have to keep pivoting to talking about how bad he is because she doesn't have enough to stand on that's actually viable or that makes sense.
But the reason they're speaking up is because they have seen that in Donald Trump's mind, the military does not exist to serve the Constitution or the American people. He doesn't see being commander-in-chief as a solemn, sacred responsibility, just like everything else. He thinks the military exists to do his bidding, to serve his interests. He said if he's elected, he'll use that military to go after, quote, the enemy within, which he defines as anybody who criticizes him or refuses to bend the knee. He can't handle that. And unlike last time, unlike the first time, he won't have people like John Kelly around to stop him. He'll be surrounded by people who are just as loony as he is.
She's really been leaning into the I was a prosecutor thing. Over like the last week or so, she's been really emphasizing that. And that I'm trying to figure out what happened that has her pivoting more to that. I don't like, it's been interesting to watch.
That's not what you need in your life. America's ready to turn the page. We are ready for a better story. Georgia, we're ready for a
We could have turned a lot of pages with your ass. But you instead decided to bomb everybody you could.
And the good news is that
we
Kamala Harris is ready
we
for
could
the
have
job.
codified Roe v. Wade if you had done that you
This is
promised
a
to
leader
do.
who has spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a voice, who need a champion. Kamala wasn't born into privilege. She was raised
Yes, she was.
in a middle-class family.
She was born into
She
privilege.
worked at McDonald's when she was in college to pay her.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Her parents were doctors. Her mother was like a biochemist, okay? Her daddy abandoned her, but you know, that happens. His did too. But this whole fucking narrative that she was somehow struggling and had to work in McDonald's to make ends meet, motherfucker, we all worked in college. It's just part of what you do. But this whole she worked in McDonald's thing and she was struggling, she was middle class. A 6-figure biochemist job. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate how they're spinning this because first of all, they don't talk about poor people. I have to remind people watching that at no time in this election cycle, since Kamala Harris has been at the top of the ticket, have they talked about poor people. 30% of the African American population lives in poverty. Okay. That is more than twice the national average, right? They don't talk about poor people. All they talk about is the fucking middle class. And that is not what the Democratic Party is supposed to be about. The Democratic Party is supposed to be the progressive party that wants to end poverty, that wants to help poor people get the food that they need, get the support systems that they need. You know what they're telling the poor people? We're going to give you $6,000 to have another fucking child that you can't afford to feed. Because the more children you have, the more likely you are to stay in poverty. Nothing has been said about Black women, the strongest voting bloc outside of we got to protect you from dying with you got to protect your wombs and make sure you're not dying because we need you to keep pumping out fucking babies. Neoliberals are going to be the death of us. Okay? And I'm sorry that I had to pause this. I know you want to watch and listen to what this nigga is saying, but understand what I'm talking about right now. They have not talked about poor people at all. This entire campaign has been her lying about her upbringing and trying to seem more relatable. Okay? Them trying to shift this narrative. They just had a motherfucking billionaire come on and talk about, I remember what it was like to be homeless. The man, okay, the union buster, Tyler Perry, okay, in the party that is supposed to be pro-union, you have a billionaire union buster coming to speak for you. I need everybody to understand why people like me are fed up with this bullshit. Okay? What are we doing to help poor people? All you want to talk about Medicare for seniors. You want to talk about 4 million people that can get insulin for $35 now. 4 million people total, right? You want to talk about all these things. What about poor people in the United States? Okay, let's get back to listening to this motherfucker talk.
Her expenses. She didn't pretend to work at McDonald's when it was closed for a photo op. She actually cares what people are going through because she's seen it in her own family, in her own life.
They don't.
As a prosecutor, Kamala stood up for children who'd been victims of sexual abuse. As Attorney General of California, fought the big banks and for-profit colleges. So
that wasn't nothing but the ancestors tripping up his tongue because he knows he's full of shit. I just also would like to remind people that two things that they don't like to talk about that she did while she was in these positions. One, she denied release for prisoners who were supposed to have been released because Cal Fire needed more firefighters. And so by delaying their release, they were able to take those inmates, those incarcerated people, and force them to fight the California wildfires. That's one. The other thing, she was the one behind all the Fosta Sesta stuff. Like she is the architect, she's considered the architect of that. If you don't know what that is, it was a total attack on sex workers under the guise of trying to stop human trafficking. And it didn't. It had nothing to do with it. All it did was make life less safe, extremely less safe for millions of American people who are sex workers and are earning money autonomously, take care of themselves and their families. She is the architect behind that. They will not talk about that, okay? Because they don't give a fuck about sex workers. They don't give a fuck about incarcerated people because they're all goddamn cops.
Secured billions of dollars for people after they've been scammed. After the home mortgage crisis, Kamala pushed me and my administration hard to make sure homeowners got a fair settlement. It didn't matter that I was a Democrat, that she had knocked on doors for my campaign in Iowa. She was not going to let anybody stop her from winning as much relief as possible for families who deserved it. So the point I'm making, if you elect Kamala Harris, she will not be focused on her problems, her ego, her money. She's going to be focused on you.
And your money.
She's going to be focused on you.
$1 billion of which she's already gotten.
Kamala understands that too many folks here in Georgia and across the country are struggling to pay the bills. Now, understand, wages are steadily growing. Unemployment is low. Inflation is finally slowing. But we all know the price of everything from housing to healthcare to
He
groceries is
just
still too high.
essentially what Barack Obama is doing, if you've been paying attention to her speeches lately, he's essentially regurgitating everything that she has been saying in just a more charismatic, engaging way because they know that the people love Barack Obama and they eat up what he says. He is almost verbatim. If you were here last night, you heard all of this, right? When we were talking about the CNN forum. He is regurgitating almost to the T, right? Everything that she's saying, it's just coming out of him, and people will die for this man, okay? You got the white liberals that say that they would vote for Obama 3 times if they could. So they know what they're doing here.
She understands that. The question is, who's really going to do something about it? So Donald Trump's plan is to give another massive tax cut to billionaires and big corporations. Because he was a reality star on The Apprentice, there's some folks who think, well, I don't know, he's a businessman. He must know something about the economy.
They have done a lot to bury her
well,
connection to that
Cal
Cal Fire shit. They even made a fucking television show out of it. I watched the show, but like they want to make sure that people don't know that she kept people in prison to fight the California wildfires. I posted about it several weeks ago on my Instagram.
I had spent 8 years cleaning up the mess
and creating more
that the Republicans had left me.
Yeah.
And then I handed over 75 straight months of job growth to Donald Trump. And all he did was give tax cuts to folks who didn't need it, drove up the deficit in the process, and now he wants to do it again. You can't give him credit for that.
Well, also COVID.
And then I hear, the other thing I hear, some folks will be like, well, Donald Trump.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. And I'm not defending Donald Trump because I hate him and I hope he dies tomorrow. It'd be nice. If anybody wants to take him out tomorrow, that'd be great. I will happily wish death on him. I don't like that the Democrats kind of minimize the effect of COVID and the impact of COVID on our economy and our lives and things like that. Like it would have happened whether he was president or not. He didn't act as quickly as he could have or what have you, but nobody knew what to do. And I don't think that they consider that enough until they start talking about Biden. And then they'll say, well, he was managing a pandemic. Da, da, da. You know what I mean? So it's like if Biden gets a pass because it was about COVID and the pandemic, then they should at least acknowledge that, you know? But anyway, whatever.
Sent me a check during the pandemic No. Y'all know, because I've heard this. I know y'all, some of you heard that. Hey, let me make sure y'all understand this. Joe Biden sent you a check during the pandemic, just like I gave people relief during the Great Recession. The thing.
Okay. You know who you gave relief? Okay, shut up.
We didn't put our name on it.
Why?
Because it wasn't about feeding our egos.
Okay.
It wasn't about advancing our politics.
Wow.
It was about helping people. That's the difference.
Wow.
Be giving them credit for that.
Wow. We're gonna talk about bailouts.
They sent you a check. Do not fall for that okie doke. Don't be bamboozled. Don't get fooled. And don't get fooled when he talks about health care either.
Oh, here you go.
You ask Donald Trump what he's going to do to make health care more affordable. His only answer is end Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act. He doesn't really know why he wants to end it, except for the fact that I passed it.
Does everybody remember when you were forced to have health coverage, and if you didn't have it privately, you had to get the ACA? And if you didn't, you would be fined? Does anybody remember what administration did that? Okay.
The problem he's got now is that it's popular because 50 million people have gotten health care because of it. So,
does anybody remember the administration that removed that? Okay.
A couple weeks ago, you remember during the vice presidential debate, his running mate had the nerve, had the chutzpah to say that Donald Trump, quote, salvaged the Affordable Care Act. Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to tear that thing down.
But he didn't.
And he couldn't even do that right.
Right.
And now, 8 years after he was elected, when he was asked, well, what are you going to do? He says, well, I've got concepts of a plan.
They really like that.
Now, I want y'all to think about this for a second.
Oh, here he goes.
Your boss on the job gives you an
This is
assignment.
such a Leo. I love it. I love the energy, though, because he gives speeches like I do. I've studied him as an orator.
Did you finish that project I asked you to do? And you say, well, I haven't actually started, but I got a concept for a plan. or you could try this at home. Honey, did you throw out the trash?
What is it? Okay.
I have a concept of a plan to throw out the trash. How's that going to go over? On the
this is okay. Okay.
That's how it'll go over.
This is why Barack Obama was the popular president that he was. He's an incredibly charming Leo. He's charismatic. He's funny. He knows how to pivot. In a second he'll pivot. He connects with you. And if you are not smart enough, as many Americans are not, you won't think about all the horrific things that happened under his presidency. You're just going to listen to this charming, tall, moderately attractive Black man kind of wooing you out of your panties. That's how they treated Bill Clinton, too, except he actually was pulling women out their panties. Okay, I'm done.
If it wouldn't work for you, why should it work for the next president of the United States? The good news is that Kamala Harris doesn't have concepts of a plan. She got a plan to make her life better.
She does not.
She's going to go after corporations that unfairly jack up prices.
No, she's not.
She's going to make it easier to build and buy a home.
No, she's not.
She's going to limit out-of-pocket health care costs.
No,
she's going to give a tax cut to 100 million middle-class families and working Americans.
What about the poor people?
And if Congress passes a bill to restore the reproductive freedom that women had for nearly 50 years.
Okay. Before he gets to gaslighting. If Congress passes a bill, I want you all to hear that. I'm glad that he said it. He's reiterated. They're letting you know that it's not going to happen because they know they're not going to have Congress cooperation, right? Also, my nigga, that was your job. That was your job. You campaigned on that promise, and then you told us to our faces that it was not important enough of an issue and it didn't need to happen. And now look where we are. Because of you, Roe v. Wade was challenged. We got a new decision, and women are dying across the country because you sold us out. I just need everyone to understand that. If you ask me why I don't like Barack Obama, that's just one of the reasons.
Freedom that Donald Trump bragged about taking away, Kamala will sign it into law.
Like you should have.
It's an example of how elections matter. And I have to say, I get why folks get frustrated with politics. I do too sometimes. I don't watch cable news because sometimes I get why people block it out. It just seems like everybody arguing and fussing and
lying.
But I always tell people, look, politics, it's not going to solve all your problems. No president is going to eliminate poverty in one term or eliminate racism.
Oh.
Because those problems are hard.
Oh.
It takes steps.
Oh.
A little bit at a time, but your vote matters because that little bit of a time, that incremental improvement, that adds up. And things can get a little better or they can get a little or a lot worse. When I was president, we did not solve all problems with our healthcare system, but 50 million people getting health insurance that didn't have it before, that made a difference. You know somebody who has health insurance. It did make a
difference. You forced them to.
And I'm going to give you another example.
Fire.
When I was president, we put together an entire playbook for how to deal with a pandemic because we had dealt with Ebola, we had dealt with the H1N1 virus. We put together a plan and we practiced and we had all the agencies in terms of how you're going to deal with the schools and how we're going to deal with the public health agencies. And we put it all together. And
did Biden use that?
We gave him that playbook. And
did Biden use it?
Dropped it in the dustbin.
But did Biden use it?
3 years later, a pandemic hit. And I want to be fair. Listen to me now. No matter who was president, the pandemic was going to be a huge crisis. People were going to get sick. People were going to die. Businesses were going to close. There'd be travel restrictions.
We wouldn't have done any better, is what he's saying.
But if you look at a country
we wouldn't have done any better, is what he's saying.
The death rate during COVID was 60% lower than it was here in the United States. So you do the math. Over 1 million people died during the pandemic here in the U.S. 60% of over 1 million, that's 600,000 people. That's grandparents. That's aunts. That's uncles, parents, co-workers, friends. Everybody here was touched by it. Some people might have been alive if we had had a competent administration who was paying attention and trying to do things better instead of talking about injecting bleach into your arm. Now, you remember that if somebody tells you it doesn't make a difference. It will not make things perfect, but it does make a difference. To have somebody who is competent, somebody who sees you, somebody who respects you, somebody who cares about you, somebody who understands your dreams.
I'm sorry, who's that?
And you need to remind folks who are still on the sidelines that the election is about more than just policies. It's about values and it's about character.
It is about values, and that's the thing.
Some of you know when I was
So,
growing up, I didn't
so,
have a
so
phone.
that's oh, here he goes. Okay. So that's the thing. This is about values, and unfortunately, we're learning that the what used to be the Democratic Party has compromised so many of their values that they're alienating even some of the most like loyal supporters, right? And so, yes, it is about values, but also understand that most people vote based on likability. That's it. That's the truth. I don't, I'm not saying it's a good thing or not. People vote on likability. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, Harris is not a likable person. And so I think that she's struggling in that department.
In the house. But I did have people around me, stepfather, grandparents, teachers, coaches, and most of all, my mother,
That was the most unsmooth pan.
who tried to teach me the
Who's
difference
on
between
the
right and wrong,
camera? Whose
who
child is on
showed
the
me what it
camera?
meant to be honest and
Whose
responsible, to
cousin?
work hard, to treat other people the way I wanted to be treated.
Ray Ray?
And look, I was a knucklehead sometimes when I was a kid, and I didn't always live up to those values, even as a young adult. But but, but over time, I internalized those values. And as an adult, I said, this is what I need to stand on. This is my foundation. And I suspect most of you grew up the same way. And one of the most disturbing things about this election and about Trump's rise in politics is how we seem to have set the values we were taught aside, how we seem to disregard them, how we pretend they don't matter.
What is happening with who's
When
the
Donald
camera
Trump
person?
lies about about Hurricane
What's
aid,
happening here?
you've got a hurricane in North Carolina,
I'm sorry, I'm so
people
distracted by
desperate,
this.
and he and his vice president candidate deliberately circulate rumors that that money is being given to illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, as opposed to
Why is
people
he
who are
okay?
desperate.
Illegal.
When he cheats or shows utter
Yeah,
disregard for
I
our
get it.
Constitution, when he calls service members who died
Mm,
in battle
mm.
losers or fellow citizens vermin, people make excuses for it. They act like it's okay as long as their side wins. And I've noticed this especially with some men
Y'all are
who
the
seem to
same
think Trump's
way.
behavior is a sign of strength. That macho, I'm going to own these
That's
folks.
what
I'm going to
is
put
that
them
why
down.
she's been emphasizing the
I am his
prosecutor
gun.
stuff? Is that why she's been going hard with the prosecutor stuff to show that she's strong? Is that what it is?
That is not what real strength is. It never has
Oh,
been.
I didn't realize that Walls was calling
Real
himself a
strength is
knucklehead.
about
I don't
working
see
hard
much of him because they don't
and
put him
taking
on like the
responsibility
the, the
and
big
telling the
channels.
truth, even when it's inconvenient. Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't always stand up for themselves. That's what we should want in our daughters and our sons. And that's what I want to see in the President of the United States of America. And the good news is we've got a candidate to vote for in this election who demonstrates that kind of character,
But when you
who
say that,
knows what
they
real
come
strength looks
behind
like,
and they're
who
like,
will
"Oh,
set
he
a
just
good
did this here in
example
his
and
truck,
do
and
the right
he was
thing
meeting with
and
college
leave
kids."
this
I'm like, "Yeah,
country
we ain't see
better
it
than
though."
she found it. That is
And
what this election is about.
part of
And
it,
that is why it is my honor.
shut up. Part of it is because he is the more progressive of the two of them. He is a lot more left than she is, and they are trying to create a new party and move the Democrats to the right. They're trying to create a centrist party, right? So that's my thought. That's what I've settled on is that they are actively trying to create a centrist party, and they need to get galvanize folks now while the conservative party has one of the most odious people. They have opportunity to galvanize enough folks to pull them to this center, which is why another progressive party is going to emerge, y'all, and mark my words, this party, these Martha Vineyard niggas are going to move to the middle, and there's going to be a progressive party that emerges.
to introduce my friend, the next president of the United States of America, Vice President Kamala Harris.
So just saying, I'm not watching her because I've seen enough of her. I just wanted to look at Tyler Perry and see what he was doing, quite frankly, and see what Barry was talking about because I know Barry's on the campaign trail, and I just wanted to see what he was doing. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe, get my notifications when I go live. Join me. I'm about to take this and go to sleep or something like that. I appreciate you all for joining me. I'll see y'all next time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, donate if you want. Okay, I'll see you next time.